We are deep into personal narrative season around here, and if you're watching this video, you probably are too. Personal narratives are so much fun to write with students. It's wonderful to see glimpses into their lives and their favorite memories or experiences, but just because it's fun doesn't mean it's always easy. That's why we built a whole series for you all about our favorite tips and tricks that we use to help our students tackle the most challenging topics in personal narratives. Today we're talking all about paragraphs, how to teach them, when to teach them, and when you need a new paragraph in your personal narrative. Let's get started. Paragraphs are really challenging in personal narratives, I think, for a few different reasons. First of all, we traditionally want to teach a paragraph as having a beginning and an end, 5 sentences in the middle. And while that is a great structure for one single standalone paragraph, that is not actually the structures we use in our writing. That's why I like to wait and teach paragraphs in each mode of writing, because each mode of writing calls for a different style and structure of paragraph. How I do a paragraph in a personal narrative is completely different than how my students will do a paragraph in an informational or opinion text. That's why we think it's really important that your students understand when to paragraph and what it should look like based on the mode of writing they're working in. Remember, right now we're focusing on all about those personal narrative paragraphs. I always like to start with a mentor text where students are seeing realistic text in the mode of writing that's going to help us address the skill we're focusing on. So in my paragraphing lesson that I teach later in my unit, because I want my students to have some text to work with when it comes to actually making the paragraphs, our mentor text is where we're going to look first to see where did the author create a new paragraph. Some students aren't even going to know what a paragraph looks like, so now's a great time to tell them you're looking for spaces between chunks of text, that indent at the beginning. Use the mentor text to help your students identify the times when authors are creating paragraphs in a personal narrative. Next, I want to give my students visual reminders that they can continue to refer to through the rest of our personal narrative unit about when they should be creating new paragraphs in that masterpiece that they have been working so hard on. In a personal narrative, new paragraphs come at a few different times in the text. Things like whenever someone new starts talking or there's a big jump in time. I want to make sure my students understand all 4 occasions when they need a new paragraph. I want to model this for them and have this anchor chart available for them to refer to as we continue working through the rest of the unit. After my students have seen real-world examples in that mentor text and we've discussed and modeled together as a class, now's my favorite part, that independent writing time of Writer's Workshop, where I release my students to work in their masterpiece on the skill we have just talked about, creating those paragraphs. Now, the challenge here is going to come for those students who are going to get really overwhelmed within their text. Maybe you're saying find all 4 opportunities when you need a new paragraph and they can't get past their first 3 sentences. To support these students, I like to give them just one thing to look for at a time. Have them go through and just find these occasions when the setting is changing. Teach them the paragraphing symbol and help them mark that, oh, the setting has changed. I will need a new paragraph here. Going through it one paragraph need at a time is going to make it less overwhelming for them and help them be successful during this writing time. I will say one thing I see happening a lot in my classroom after teaching this paragraphing lesson is that students will forget to start a new paragraph. That's why it's something that I now constantly refer to. Anytime I'm doing any writing or modeling for them, I'm going to say, oh, my new character is talking. I need to start a new paragraph. Or when I'm helping them, working with them one-on-one, I can point out those things they might have missed. Oh, I see your setting changed. You were on the school bus and now you're walking home in your personal narrative. I think you need a new paragraph here. Continue to reinforce those paragraphing skills. And your students are going to become stronger writers every time you point it out. If you're looking for any of the resources I shared in this quick tip video, all of today's sources came from our 3rd grade personal narrative unit. But if you teach another grade level, don't worry. We have these same units for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and they're a part of our year-long writing bundles. Everything you need to teach a full year of writing in your classroom. If you're looking for more help with personal narratives, don't forget to check out this series that we have so loved putting together for you guys, or head over to our writing playlist where we have so many videos all about writing instruction in the classroom. If you aren't already, please click that subscribe button. I put out new content here every single week, and getting to interact with our Not So Wimpy community here on YouTube is my favorite. We would love to have you join us. If there's other skills you would love help with for personal narratives, let me know down in the comments. Making videos that are going to address the things you guys need in your classroom are my favorite kind of videos to put together. I hope you guys are having lots of fun with your personal narratives, and I hope you have a not so wimpy day. Bye!